Okay, so today we're going to do a video on our array of monitor species. Starting off, we've got our ridgetails. This is our adult pair. This is our girl here. She's probably about 7 years old, I think, and the male as well. And he's about to go in our show soon. I'm pretty sure they're quite handleable. They're great little monitors. They're like classified as the kind of the bearded dragons of the monitor world, these guys. And great first monitor pet if you're after something pretty easy to look after. All you need with these guys is heat and food. Awesome little lizards. Just want to climb about, hang about, and yeah, we'll get on to the rest of the video and show you some of our cool little lizards. So this is our new addition. She's a bit sandy. She's our female Panoptis, about seven years old. And as you can see, she's a little bit upset. She's not been handled overly much, I don't think. But we'll change that eventually, get her out and get her handleable. She doesn't need to be restrained too much, but just careful a little bit, because she does want to just tail flip, and you can probably see when she opens her mouth, you might be able to see the little teeth there. They're not too big in the sandy varieties. This one's a yellow spotted monitor, or a Varanus Panoptis, and these guys are the guys that stand up on their back legs. Oh, a lot of the varieties of sandy will stand up on the back legs, including the Spencers. But yeah, she'll stand up on the back legs. She'll like beef up her arms and try to make herself look pretty tough and scare off predators or people. But, yeah, we'll be working with this girl to get her used to us and a bit more sociable, and hopefully we'll put her in the show once she gets a bit more handleable and friendly, because she's a spectacular looking monitor. And we also hope to find a male for her one day, so we'll see how we go with that. Alright, so next we're going to show you our Spencer monitors. We've also got a Sandy or a Goulby in here as well. So Spencer monitors, they're a little bit feisty as well. We don't work on them too much at the moment, but they're pretty simple animals. Spencers. There's one in here that is a bit temperamental, but he's in the hide at the moment, so that one should be right. And this is our big male that we picked up a while ago. Whoop. So we've got food. This is our big male. As you can see, so we got it with a burn, this one, but it seems to be healing up a fair bit. We just got to pack a fair bit of size onto him before the next breeding season. So he's good and healthy. He's quite thin, so yeah, he loves his chicken drumsticks and loves his food though. So we'll just keep pumping him over the winter. We got heat for him, so shouldn't be a problem there. And then we've also got in here our Goulby, another type of sandy, and this one was a rescue as well. But, quite a friendly monitor, but I'm not entirely sure how old it is, and she's doing well, but she's also a little bit thin on the thin side. But yeah, she's very friendly. She'll just hang about. Didn't have to put much work into that one. And then we got a couple of girls in here, and one normally charges out, but a bit of a cooler day, so probably won't do that today. And in here we got the little hided area. We got the heated area. A couple of heat lights. Angry Spencers. Yeah, that's the Spencers. So we'll show you some of our other monitors. Good. So these are our two grow out laces that we're keeping. We've done a little bit of work with them, but not too much. They're still pretty flighty. So we'll do a lot more work with them over the next couple of months and get them socialised and handleable, and we're fairly certain both are female, so that's lucky us on that one. And yeah, we bred these ones. This one's more pure looking, I think, and then you got the little bit more motley in the yellow, but it's more of a pale yellow, that one, and this one's kind of more of a dark yellow. So they both got their little quirks about them. But yeah, this is I think we've shown you the hide before, but there's their little heated hide that they've got. They've got we've got the little box from Bunnings there to protect all the cabling, and then the heat cord and the lights, and the nice warm spot for them. But yeah, these are the juvie grow outs, so we'll move on to the adults. Alright, so this is our adult female Bell-Spay's Lacey. She's about 8 or 9 years old. We've had her for quite a while, at least 6-7 years now. And she's had a fair few clutches and produced a lot of gorgeous looking babies, like the two that you saw earlier. And those two are the first ones that we're actually keeping back, which kind of wanted to do every year, is keep some of the babies, because Lacey's they're probably my favourite of the monitors that we've got. In the background you might be able to see through the glass one of our mountains, but we'll give you a better look at that later on in the video. And but yeah, she's going to be doing well. She's going in our show soon, so she'll be hanging about on our shoulders while we're talking about her and kind of promoting the goannas to the world, which is what we love to do, because sometimes in the wild these guys are they get a bit of a bad reputation, but they're magnificent, intelligent, and very affectionate animals that kind of just want to hang out once you get to know them. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so this is our one of our two mangroves that we've got at the moment, and they're growing up quite nicely. This is the bigger of the two, but I suspect it's also a male, so it's a lot less social, and it's just done a big turd on me. Pretty gross. Yeah, it's quite possibly a male, this one, and still quite young, but a lot more work needs to be done socialising these guys. They'll probably grow maybe a little bit bigger than the Mertens, the adult Mertens. But yeah, a little bit feisty at the moment, as you can see. But with work, we'll get these guys nice and social. And yeah, quite spectacular animals, these guys. You can see the colour patterns in their skin and everything there. Magnificent lizards. We love our monitors here. I see his teeth. He might even give me a little bite today, perhaps. But any luck, we'll avoid that. Alright, we'll probably just go back and get another one out. Alright, so these are two of our Mertens. Might be a bit hard to hear me over the waterfall, so I'll try and speak up, but this is our girl, so she's probably about 1.5 years now, maybe close to 2, and she's socialising up really well. We kind of started her off and her brother off just the same way we do most of our monitors, just kind of leaving them in a common area where they can kind of see us, and just feeding them, cleaning them, general maintenance on them, but kind of they get used to us over time without it being a threatening thing. And then the last probably month I've started getting her out and just holding her in the sun and the warmth of the sun, and I'm not restraining her movements too much. I'm making sure she doesn't dart off, because a lot of the time I'll get her outside the enclosure and hold her out there. But now she's to the point where she's just quite comfortable. Little huffy still when you go to pick her up, but once you hold her, as you can see, the throat's down. She's very relaxed, very used to it. And these guys are on our they're in our zoo, so once she gets a bit bigger, she'll be coming to the shows. We've already brought the male out. I think we brought him to the Penrith Reptile Expo. That's the only one he's been to. But he goes pretty well. The mountains are pretty good. They're quite spectacular animals. You can see the setups you can kind of do for them. You got like the ponds. A few people have asked about how we've done this pond, and it's basically a hole in the ground with pond liner and kind of weed matting over the top of the pond liner and underneath to protect it, and then the rocks layered on with little gravel in between them. And then you got the waterfall and Bunnings waterfall and Bunnings everything. But they're quite spectacular to see swim through the water when you don't have to pull the duckweed, but the duckweed we try to pull out a fair bit. So yeah, these are our Mertens water monitors, and quite an underrated monitor and quite a spectacular pet if you're willing to put a bit of work into doing up their enclosure really nice. Alright, we'll move on to the next monitor then. So this is our male Parenti, about 6.5 years, be 7 in August. And yeah, the last time we measured him was probably about maybe 2 years ago, and he was a meter 74, I think, and 14 kilos. So we're going to do another video after this one and give him a good measure. And as you can see, he's got a lot of shed that's starting to come off, so we'll help him out with that. And you can see his colours, he looks quite spectacular under all that. But you can meet this guy at any of our shows. He comes along to the school holiday ones, or you can get him at your birthday party or anything like that. And he's a wonderful lizard, very affectionate. Loves having holds and hanging about, soaking up the sun. The Parentis are Australia's largest goanna, and the kind of the third or fourth largest lizard in the world, whichever way you want to look at it. I like to say the third, because you've got the Komodo as number one, and then you've got the Croc monitor and kind of Asian water monitor, which kind of equal number two, and then this one's number third. But if you want to be particular about it, it's probably number one. But yeah, spectacular lizards. These guys are the biggest in Australia, and they've got a thing called indeterminate growth, which I've talked about before, which means they kind of grow for as long as they live. And these guys, they reckon they can live up to about 50 years roughly. So quite spectacular animals. And this one being only 6-7 years old, it's not going to grow quick now that it's over the 5-year mark. Up to the 5 years, they do a huge amount of growth rate, but after that, they'll still grow each year, and we'll, like I said, we'll do another video and see how much this guy's grown in about 2 years. So that'll be exciting. Until the next time.